Hi there, Carla from Body Pep Talk here. Today I want to talk to you about mind blocks. And to understand what's a mind block, we're gonna talk about belief system. So, on my last video, I explained why people fail to make sustainable changes in their lifestyle. And it's mostly because they try to introduce behaviors that are somewhat incongruent with their belief system. And then their unconscious mind goes and rejects this behavior through the form of self-sabotage. So, what exactly is a belief system? Well, a belief system is a set of rules that we have created to guide our unconscious behavior. Okay? It is things like our notion of right or wrong, of what is possible, what our capabilities are, and our view of ourselves, our identity. Okay? So what happens is that those beliefs, they will work as a filter. So every time that we have something coming from the external environment, okay, this will enter our unconscious mind and pass through a set of filters. In these filters we have our belief system. Okay. And then when it passes through this belief system, it will then release, be processed, and then release a response. And this response is pre-programmed. So it's not something that you are consciously aware or thinking about, rationalizing about, but it's something that it was pre-established based on those rules that we have created with time. So first thing, how do we get those beliefs? Well, from the moment that we are born until the present moment, we are constantly creating and recreating the belief system. So when we are born, most of our experiences with the people who are close to us, like our parents, our grandparents, whoever raised us or had a significant importance in our lives, sometimes teachers, then later our peers, our friends, boss, girlfriends, boyfriends, things like that. So all these people, they will serve as role models, okay? And we are going to learn what is socially acceptable and create these rules. So when we are a kid and our parents go and say, don't do that because this is bad, you register that as one of your rules and it will be here. Okay? So if later in life a situation similar to that comes up, and then it passes through your belief system and says like, oh, I can't do that because this is bad. My response is to reject. Does that make sense? So we go about and create this belief system, this set of rules, and we, like most of our unconscious behavior will be run by those things, okay? The thing is that between 90 and 95% of the things that we do, they are unconscious, okay? Only 10 to 5% of our daily activities actually pass through our conscious mind. So if we do have beliefs that somewhat hinder our capacity of doing new things or interacting with the world or if they are holding us back in some way, those are called limiting beliefs or mind blocks. Okay? And like in the health and fitness industry, there are basically two types of beliefs. So the beliefs about yourself and beliefs about the process that you are going through. So common beliefs about yourself are things that you would say to yourself, like, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like exercise. I'm lazy. Or I can't diet. You know, I like food too much. I can't diet. It won't work. Or I've always been heavy, like my whole life. Since I was a child, I've always been heavy. Or I have no willpower. I can't use my willpower. So those are beliefs that establish your sense of identity. It's how you perceive yourself, and they will guide your responses in regards to that. So whenever we try to put a behavior that is incongruent with one of those rules, what happens is that our unconscious mind rejects it straight away. Only if we are conscious aware of it, that this is happening, that we can actually put a stop into that behavior and then modify it. On the other hand, we have beliefs also about the process, and this usually come from previous experiences. So for instance, if you have participated on lots of trendy diets or exercise programs in which you pick up a few beliefs in regards to the process, you end up adopting them as true, as your own true. Like for instance, carbs are bad, you can't have carbs, or fats, you can have fats, or oh, I need to exercise a lot to lose weight, I need to do a lot of cardio, I need to like suffer, let's say. Or you know, losing weight is tough, it's a hard process, and it's not for everyone, you have to put a lot of effort into it. And the thing is that all those things, they are not necessarily true. They are just beliefs that were adopted along the way. And because you adopted them as your truths, they become part of your guiding system. So they start guiding your response, your reactions to things. And the thing is that when those guidelines, okay, they start hindering a process. For instance, you have you enroll in a program and you have a behavior here that you're trying to introduce, and then when this behavior enters your unconscious mind, passes through this filter, and goes against one of those rules, goes against and say like, oh, I'm actually enjoying this, but I'm not supposed to enjoy this. There must be something wrong. And then what happens is that the unconscious mind start questioning the whole behavior, the whole process, and you start having self-doubt. And with self-doubt comes up that voice inside of our head, the itty bitty shitty committee, the voice that keeps telling us that what we are doing is wrong, that it's not going to work, that there's something wrong with us, okay? And that voice is the advocate for the belief system. It comes and brings it up and start telling you like, you know what, you don't believe this about yourself. You don't believe that you can lose weight. Look, you said that you are the kind of person who doesn't exercise. What are you doing? Okay? And then what happens is that because it creates that incongruency, the unconscious mind will start finding ways of proving that this belief system is correct. And what it does, it starts stipulating behaviors like you start comparing yourself to others, you start looking for contradictory information, like on the internet, for instance, you can't see your own progress or you can't see any positives on it. And all of this is just to justify that belief system. All of those things, they are there just to make you congruent with what you believed before. And those comparisons, those not accepting what is happening, what it does, it creates a lot of internal dissonance. You start feeling overwhelmed about the process, or you start feeling frustrated with the process, impatient, and like these feelings, they start building up until a certain point in which the pressure, the internal pressure is so high that the only option that you have is to give up. Okay? And then the unconscious mind goes and convinces the conscious mind that you need to stop, and that's when you abandon a behavior. So to be successful, we need to first discover what are our belief system and what is actually limiting us, what are our mind blocks, okay, what is holding us back, and then work to eliminate those. And the second point is to learn to manage the negative self-talk that comes up, because this self-talk will happen anyway, okay? So unless we have enough emotional intelligence to manage that self-talk, we will end up talking ourselves out of behaviors day in and day out. All right? So this is just a little bit about the mind blocks and your belief system. On my next video, I will talk about like how you actually get rid of the mind blocks and how you can become successful. How do you build emotional intelligence? So don't miss out. And if you are interested in learning more about how your mind works and how you can actually use your mind for helping you rather than holding you back, I'll be holding a webinar on the 18th of March, and it's a free webinar. I'll put the link below this video, okay? See you next time.